What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast, we talk about scary movies and scary shows from now and then, or then and now. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, Halloween's coming up. This is the time of year when horror movies and horror shows are, a little more popular than they are for the rest of the year. So we'll talk about this and more on today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast.
Till I ran into this nigga that I knew was a crook. He said, 1, 2, they coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door.
What's up, everybody? On today's episode of... Wait, what? I already said that. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back, and welcome back to episode 163 of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I'm Jared.
What up, people? I'm Jay.
And we're back at it again. Jay, how was your week, man?
Another week of the domestic life. Chilling, quarantine life. Just work, homeschooling. Same thing, day in, day out. For the past, 5 months, 6 months? I don't know how long we've been in quarantine.
Yeah.
Same thing. How about you?
Yeah. About the same thing as well. I got a question for you. So I know it's been, months and months and months now. Since March, mid-March. So, how are your kids? How are your kids doing in this situation? Would they rather be around their friends? Are they expressing that to you or to y'all, or are they just fine and dandy?
I mean, I'm sure they'd rather be around their friends, but they're just okay. They're good. They have each other, so they're close in age, so they have each other. And, that's about all I can say. I mean, I know, how should I even say this? I'm sure every kid wants to be around other kids at school, especially the ones that are just chilling at home, because I know there's some type of something psychological that could possibly be going on with them being home, never having to go through nothing like this. And the same thing could be said about our whole generation. We never had to really be through anything like this. But
man, yeah,
I like me for just me alone. I'm totally fine with just chilling at home. I have no issues with going out or staying home or whatever, being around other people. But I know that I feel my kids need to be around other people, but in this particular situation with sickness running rampant all over the place, I'd much rather keep them home and try to do the best that I can to, just try to talk to them, cheer them up, whatever, keep them busy, keep their minds occupied. So, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, man. Yeah, I get it. And, I definitely think for kids, most kids, I wouldn't say all kids, but, I think a lot of kids actually need, that social interaction. Obviously they get it around their family, and siblings if they have any.
Right.
But, it's also that time that they need to spend with people that aren't in their family. That's definitely important. And it's hard. I mean, right now it's hard in this time frame. Unless you have another family friend or another family member around that you like, that you trust, and that they have trying to take precautions to be safe, around this time frame. It's hard to be around anybody else, or go to like a park or something like that. I mean, I guess is one thing, you go fishing or something like that, which isn't bad, and then you could see other people then, but it's definitely harder to try to do that now. And my kids, we're doing about the same, just prodding along, I guess. But my kids and wife, are back in school and back in session. And so I know that's been helpful for them. Even though they do enjoy being at home, hanging out, when it comes to like the school thing, they definitely need to be around people because I really think it's all based off of, how we all reacted when quarantine first started, and how the teachers did, because our teachers basically, I don't blame them, but sort of, they didn't really know what they were doing. And nobody really did,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you've done a Skype or like a Google document, where everybody could save stuff, or, like a Google Meet before, that you sort of had no clue, or unless you done a Zoom before, you really didn't really know what was going on. And they did the best they could. But I think the amount of work that our teachers gave, my kids' teachers gave our kids, and the amount of importance they placed on it, made a higher stress level in our house and a lot of other houses here. And that sort of, drove the kids to the point where they would much rather be around, they'd much rather be in person with other people than like sit in the house doing work, just because that's the way it is. So, yeah, but, not everybody has the same sentiment and feeling, but I know that's how my kids have been. And I think they've done better, being back around other people. And I don't know. I'm the type of person that does need to be around people, but I also am a germaphobe, so that makes me not want to be around other people right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I just got an email this week from work saying that we're going to be working from home at least through the beginning of June at this point. 2021.
Beginning of June.
Yeah,
oh,
2021. Wow. Yeah. So unless that changes, unless there's some drastic change and the virus gets better all of a sudden, and people start to take better precautions, that's going to be the way it is, man. So
yeah. So
I might have to move my office 3 or 4 times in this time frame just to like make a scenery change. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
But other than that, my family is just pushing along, man. The teachers make it easy and hard for the kids. My kids when my kids were in the elementary school, like last year, come to find out at the end of the year, the grades don't really even count. Like the teachers can just throw in grades for the kids. If they've done bad in the year, they have to pass them. So it's almost like, why do you even place an emphasis, as a teacher on learning or teaching when, you really don't even care that the kids actually, it doesn't really matter that the kids do their work because you're going to pass them anyway. Now, as parents, we're going to teach them, but, we want them to strive. But, the teachers, almost mail it in, it seems like, or at least, one of my kids' teachers. We won't say both of them. Because one of my other kids' teachers actually seemed like she was constantly there doing, trying to actually do her thing. But hey, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, this year it's a little different too, because my daughter's still in elementary, my son's in middle. And in their middle school, they give them assignments. And I think it's because the situation we're in right now, they give them assignments and they give them the whole quarter to complete them. So
nice.
They can turn them in late with no issue. They can retake them, with no issue. And back in our day, if you turn it in late, you were late. You start, you didn't get a grade or something like that. So yeah, it's just a weird time, man. It's a weird time. So whatever.
Definitely.
But hey,
definitely,
we're out here and just trying to
we'll get through it.
So
yeah.
Yes indeed. This will not last forever. Definitely get through it. So anyway, all right. So speaking of getting through, we have somebody who got through to our phone line this week. And Jay, why don't you tell the people where they could leave us a message?
All right, people, 3853-BLAKPC or 3853-252-2572. Give us a call so we can hear your lovely voice.
That's correct. All right, here we go. So 3, 2, 1, and voicemail time.
#Blackout Podcast. It's your cousin, Memphis Diva 99. Listen, we got a voodoo cat roaming around the neighborhood. It's a big cat. It's missing an ear. I mean, I don't know, but I came home the other day. It was on my porch eating. Get out the car. I said, scat, because, I don't feed this voodoo cat. And so it runs off. So I'm not paying attention to what it's eating. Go in the house, get ready to go somewhere else. Step outside the house, lock the door, look down, I see feathers. I'm like, Lord, this cat's been eating on a bird. And then I look down, the damn cat that left the bird's head. The body gone. But all you see is the head of the bird, like a little bird. Its beak and everything. So I started screaming and I kicked it. Then I was like, oh no, go find it, because if the ants don't get it, you're going to have a trail of ants, oh my God. So I go back get a little plastic bag, and so I find where the spot I kicked it, but then it looked like the bird head was looking at me, and I got scared and left.
Oh,
we
wow.
we got a voodoo cat running around the neighborhood, y'all. Don't feed the animals. Don't feed the animals.
Do not feed the
Than
animals.
that, it's about 53 degrees on a Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. I'm looking at this station called Shocktober LMN. Right now I'm looking at Killer Girlfriends. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, there you
Did
go.
she say Killer Girlfriends?
Let me see here what it says. Yeah, I guess so. Killer Girlfriends. It's crazy. All right, well, hey, thank you, Kayla. And yeah, watch out for the voodoo cat. Jay, you're from Louisiana, where people believe in the voodoo stuff. What do you think about a voodoo cat?
Anything is possible. You never know. Anything is possible.
So
it's funny. She said a dead like we found a dead mouse with just the head chopped off, clean off in our yard. I was like, what the hell is this? So I'm pretty sure either.
Did you find the head on your pillow?
No, I did not.
Like the
not
horse.
on my pillow. That would be pretty freaky if I did find the head on my pillow, but no, I did not.
That's good. Wow, that's freaky indeed. Yeah, it's always sort of weird just to see like a dead bird or whatever just sort of hanging out in a parking lot or like on the sidewalk or in your yard, whatever it is, or a mouse or whatever it is. Yeah, that's always sort of weird. Always try to figure out how it got there. So,
yeah.
Sort of nasty.
Wow.
Anyway, so speaking of freaky things and weird things and odd things and scary things, we have Halloween coming up here, and I know Jay is a horror movie fanatic. And I like some of them. It's not my favorite genre, but it's a genre that I definitely appreciate, and yeah, I watched my fair share as well. So yeah, we wanted to talk about some scary movies now and then and now, whatever you want to call them, stuff like we used to watch as kids that maybe we shouldn't have watched because of the subject matter, and then stuff now, that our kids are sort of into. So yeah, man. So I mean, what do you think? Like scary movies back when we were kids were things like Friday the 13th, were things like Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist. Oh man,
they're so much better than they are today.
Yeah.
So much better than they are today. Practical movie effects, which make it so much better. It's not just a serial killer. I don't know what the deal is with today's movies. Like, it's more either like not a regular person type serial killer, or it looks similar to like what is that, Saw, or there's another one that's kind of similar to Saw, where it's just more like shot gruesome type.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. I just
imagery.
Can't remember the name.
Yeah. And then there is the ghost type movies. Like what is that very popular series, like the found footage? They set up a movie camera in the house.
What is it called? Oh my gosh, what is it called?
I can't even think.
It was the movie. It was like the only movie I think I either walked out on or I wanted my money back. I can't. It was like the first movie I ever wanted my money back. Blair Witch.
Anyway, well, I know that one. But it was another one where they were in the. I can't even think of it. They made like 3 or 4 of them. Where this family moves into a brand new house and they. Not The Ring. No, not The Ring. Anyway,
no, I don't know.
Those type of movies where it's just like pretty much just a ghost trying to haunt people. Yeah, I mean, they're okay and all, but it's just not my cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, it just is, it's just sort of the current, state of movies, if you will. They have things like, The Purge, when it's just sort of like everything, all the crazy stuff ensues, you know what I'm saying?
And can it even really be considered like a horror genre? Because it's not.
Well, if you search horror movies, that's on the list.
It comes up on the list, but I guess just maybe, thinking about it.
Yeah. It may be more.
Yeah, just to me, it's just not horror. Because when I think about it, when I think about horror, I usually think about the classic monster movies, like from like the 50s, 60s, and stuff like like Dracula and Dracula and his the Three Brides and stuff like those are like classics, and then you kind of move up to like the 80s and 90s where you had like stuff like, of course, you had like your Friday the 13th and your Nightmare on Elm Streets and your Halloweens. Halloween was, pretty much just a serial killer, but Michael Myers became something more than just serial killer, It's like this fool couldn't be killed. And then you had like other movies like
Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But nowadays, like I said before, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just not the same.
Yeah. They make them, I don't know, man. I think they make more like suspense movies now and things that they're like, all right, if we were in a, like, if some crazy stuff went down, this would happen. Like, so it's more like suspense stuff now, I think, rather than I mean, the zombie genre is pretty much the most popular of that type of horror type situation. Yeah.
But then at the same time, you watch these and it's more or less the people having to deal with other people instead of deal with the actual zombies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Netflix had this one called Black Sunday. I think it was. That was pretty good. I admit that was real good for the first season. Hopefully they do great the second season if it ever comes back.
Have you ever watched American Horror Story? Is that good?
American Horror Story, yeah, we watched I don't know, the first 4 seasons.
Yeah,
some of the seasons were okay, and some were just blah. Could have did without.
Okay, yeah. Interesting, yeah. So I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes, like top 100 horror movies, right? As rated by Rotten Tomatoes, and I guess it's voted, voted on by Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm really just looking at like maybe like the top 10 here. So and this tells you, this sort of gives you a I guess a sense of the difference between horror, the horror movie genre, then and now. And I mean, this is going all the way back to like the 1920s compared to today, because all these movies sort of are in that range. So Frankenstein in 1931, that's number 10.
Cool.
Number 9 is The Babadook, which was in 2014. Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, was number 8. Psycho, number 7 in 1960. Number 6, Nosferatu, Symphony of Horror in 1922.
I remember that one.
This one's weird. King Kong, number 5, 1933. But you think it's 1933. 1933.
Possibly.
People were freaked out about stuff. They didn't.
That is pretty terrifying.
People weren't as well traveled and not as well informed, I guess. And then number 4, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, 1920. Let's see, A Quiet Place is number 3, 2018. Get Out, number 2 at 2017, and Us, number 1, 2019. So this is on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Really?
I mean, I know Rotten Tomatoes isn't the end all be all. Yeah, but that was rated number 1. Scariest movie of the top 100, and this is movies with 40 or more critic reviews. So that's the criteria. So they have to be 40 or more, and there's over 500 critic reviews of Us, and that's not the reason why it's number 1. It's just, I'm just telling you how many reviews it had. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. And even this is what's even wild. So Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein had 46. Right. Frankenstein had 48 reviews, and they were like all the way back in the 30s. So 1930. So, I mean, it tells you like the difference of what was scary then versus what was scary now.
What's scary now?
So some of those are like sort of weird monster things. Some of those are, sort of like scary, like crazy people. Some of those are like crazy doctors.
So interesting.
And some of just crazy situations like the Get Out. Being in that wild family.
Crazy.
What's that going on? So,
you say that was IMDb?
This is Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, Rotten Tomato. Okay, I was looking at IMDb, and they have like a completely different top 10 list.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I mean, yeah. Oh, Paranormal Activity. That's what it was called that I was thinking of.
Okay. Yeah.
I really, I didn't really care for those type of movies, but I just like the classic type monster movies. Like the other day, I watched The Howling.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen that in like quite a few years. That was something I used to be freaked out as a kid by, because my brother always rented the movie.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. The Exorcist, Evil Dead 1 and 2, those were great. Then of course, like I said, your Nightmare on Elm Streets, and probably one of my favorite movies, American Werewolf in London. That was one of my favorite ones. Still is. I got that on DVD somewhere.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. It's weird day and age.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to.
Yeah, that's true, and everything is super subjective, obviously. Because that same list that I was talking about, The Shining is number 94. And I mean, if you'd have asked me for years, like that was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. And I think it's just because of the situation. Stuck in a snowy place, you know what I'm saying? Snowed in, and you got like a bunch of people just going mad crazy, because of cabin fever.
Did you hear of Dr. Sleep?
Yeah, I've heard of it as well. I don't think I've seen it, but yeah,
I've heard it. It's like a sequel to The Shining.
Oh yeah. It's newer. Yeah.
So, it's newer. So it's on my list to check out.
Yeah. Like The Fly used to creep me out just because it's like it's just disgusting. And I mean, that's another thing. Like there were movies that just like straight disgusted you because of like like the bugs or like the birds. You know what I'm saying? We had the birds back in the day. That was an old timey scary movie. Yeah. Or just worms and stuff that were like eating bodies and things like that. That was always nasty to me. And then nowadays, they have more of like we talked about, we have more of just crazy situations that was happening. Like what if everybody turned into zombies or something like that, Walking Dead type thing. So yeah, man. So there's all kinds of wild and different or wildly different, types of movies that are considered, good and bad and scary and not scary. And yeah, I'd definitely be interested to hear what the people think, about this. But what is like for you? What is something that freaked you out most type as a kid? Was it something like Chucky, where there was like a doll that came to life? Was it something like clowns, or was it like just straight monsters or something?
It was always just like the straight monster type. Maybe. I mean, it's hard to say because the whole Chucky, the dolls coming to life type thing. I mean, they had like the Puppet Master, and there was another one that was similar to that, and it's all based on the same thing. You had these dolls that kind of came to life and they killed people.
Yep.
I think the one movie that always kind of sort of freaked me out was watching The Exorcist when I was young.
Oh yeah.
That's probably the only one that really truly freaked me out. And I tell you one thing that freaked me out. It's not a movie, but Michael Jackson's Thriller video when I was little.
I was literally like, as you were about to say that, I was thinking it has to be Thriller, because that was me too. Oh man, that was always freaky.
And it's all only because my brother had this big wall-size poster that was on the wall, and when I slept in his room, it was Mike with the zombie homies, and he's reaching out like he's gonna grab me. So every night looking at that, it kind of did something to me. It just freaked me out because it was just so weird to me.
Yeah, man.
Zombie Mike.
It's always freaky, man. Yeah, those things always freak me out. Definitely thriller. Anything that happens like in the woods, like it always used to freak me out. Even though the only time I'd really go to the woods is when I visited y'all or visited, my grandparents in Mississippi. Other than that, I didn't really do that much. But yeah, those things. Chucky didn't really freak me out as much, but I know like the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street, those freaked me out. The Poltergeist, that freaked me out a bit. And I didn't see it maybe until I was maybe in my teens, but Silence of the Lambs, was also a sort of a scary type, for me. Like, I don't know, like the clowns never really freaked me out as much.
I think the clown in Poltergeist freaked me out.
Yeah.
The one that was sitting on the little boy's chair, and then all of a sudden he was under his bed and kind of, grabbed him by the neck and pulled him under. Yeah, that freaked me out when I was young.
And what about It then? You think the same of It?
No, I think the old It didn't really do anything. This newer It is kind of freaky, and I love it. I love the way they designed the character. I know my kid, my youngest always says he wants to see it, he wants to watch it, but then when I try to put it on, he's like, no, I don't want to watch it. So he's real iffy on that. But it's it was cool. I mean, it's good. Yeah. The movie is good. Yeah. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. My kids watched that actually, and that was kind of, it was a little weird when I was younger, but they watched it and they thought it was actually funny. They thought they were going to be scared to death, but they ended up laughing more than anything.
That's funny. So you recommended me to watch. Let's see here, for my kids to watch. What movie was that? It was earlier this week. It was like the
Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting. So it's based on a book. There's a book series of it. And I figured, hey, this will be a nice little Halloween treat for them. It's not like super scary or anything. And I'm sure it's rated, PG? PG-13 or something like that. Maybe, I think PG.
Yeah, I think it's 13.
Yeah. So PG-13. So yeah, I mean, you guys could watch it with them, and it's not something they probably have nightmares about, I don't think.
Well, so we watched it. Yeah, right. We watched it, and my son didn't watch it, but my daughter and I watched it. My wife and I watched it, and I think let's see here. My daughter, did want to come and sleep in our room that night. She was freaked out by it.
Oh, shucks.
I don't know, man. I mean, hey, it's whatever. It just all depends because you never know if it's gonna freak you out or not. You never know if the kid is gonna freak the kids out or not. Because when it started off, I was like, nah, nobody's gonna be scared about this. And that night, she's like, I think I'm gonna need to sleep in your room tonight. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, you never know.
Because I was thinking, I think the only thing that was she like, did she say exactly what she was freaked out about, or just
no, she didn't say it. I think it's just
room in general.
Yeah, she didn't want to sleep in her room in general, just because I think she was just afraid of some of the stuff that happened in there. So that's why she was sort of freaked out by some of the stuff. So that's it. But I mean, at least we tried it, right? And we'll try it again.
I mean, I guess if they're just not used to it, then you probably just try something else. Got Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, we could try that. We definitely try that.
That's a comedy. Bette Midler.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's one of those things. They always want to watch something, and every now and then they'll watch something be fine, and sometimes they won't be fine. Like they like the Goosebumps movies. There's some other stuff that we're trying to get. Just trying to get more into, but whatever, man. Yeah, so let's see here. So I know we're getting. Oh man, we're getting close to 5, and I gotta leave at 5. Here we go. That was not really information for everybody. I'm sorry. Yeah. So let's see here. So how about this? Like, I got a question. So for you and also for the listeners, like, what are like 3 or 4, Halloween characters, or maybe not Halloween characters, but movie characters that were scary movie characters that you never wanted to see as a kid that you probably still don't want to see? Like if you opened the door to your room and walked out the door, or woke up and saw this figure in your room, which one would be you be like, nah, I'm still good. I don't want that thing
around. That's a good question. What horror movie characters would I not? I mean, I guess Leatherface. I wouldn't want to see Leatherface if I woke up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Shucks.
What if we do this? What if we do this since we both probably had to think through it as we answer. How about we just alternate answers? So you got your Leatherface, right? And then I'll give one. We'll just go back and forth for a few of them. Let's see here. So me, first one I could think of is Candyman. I'm good.
Oh, yeah, Candyman. I guess Freddy Krueger then.
Yeah. So Freddy Krueger definitely not my first choice either. I would have to say Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining with the axe. Like I always think about that. That here's Johnny. No, I'm good.
Yeah. What is the chick name? It was from Night of the Demons, way back in the 80s. And I forgot the main character's, one of the characters' names, but she was like, I guess she was on the cover of it. And I can't think of her name, but anyway, her from that movie. And okay. I would not want to see her if I woke up in it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Trying to think. Let's see here. Wow. Okay, so that like zombie girl from The Ring, that always for the one that came out the TV. Yeah, nah. I'm good on that one. Like nope. That was like it had been a long time since I've been to a horror movie and like jumped. And that was like the first one that made me jump in years. I remember watching that and freaking out a little bit. So I'm good on that.
Lots of jump scares.
Yeah.
Don't
like it.
Maybe shucks. I guess if I saw the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, yeah, he would probably freak me out too.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I would say,
I'm pretty sure all of them probably would.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would definitely say, Jason from Friday the 13th. Big time. Don't want to see that guy.
Yeah.
And this is part 1 through 20, all of them. Oh, man.
Right. Hell, I can't. I'm sure there's a lot of other ones on my head in my mind, but I cannot think of I can't pinpoint a certain one.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. Definitely a lot.
Good old 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, and 90s horror movies were top of my list.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Oh man. So what about this? What if you got to pick one of those scary characters to be in one of the movies? Like, who would you have picked to have been in the movie?
Oh, you mean to act as?
Just sure.
To act as?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say to be like in real life.
Not in real life. No, not at all.
I tell you what, I did really enjoy the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
I actually really enjoyed his truck that he drove and ran people off the road. His big trench coat. Yeah. I mean, the Creeper was cool. I tell you what, I'll be one of the Lost Boys, David from the Lost Boys.
Okay, yeah. I'm surprised you hadn't mentioned the Lost Boys at all yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that I love, but I'm not like terrified by it or scared of it. Yeah, I mean, even though I watched it when I was a little kid, that's when I fell in love with it. And, you know, so it's just one of those things I'm not like horrified or terrified by it or scared or anything. So
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah. Okay, let me think. All right. I would be Eddie Murphy from Vampire in Brooklyn.
Man.
I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, I guess that's good. That's cool. I mean,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's a good one.
For some reason, that just popped in my head. Yeah.
Or it could be Blackula.
Oh, Blackula. Yeah. Blackula, indeed. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of great characters out there. You know, a lot of great characters and freaky characters.
Or would you be the hero?
Which
could
hero
you be
would
the
I
hero?
want?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's only one for me.
Who's that?
Ash Williams.
Okay.
From all the Evil Dead series and Army of Darkness and all that other good stuff. Funny.
That's a good
Mr.
one.
Bruce Campbell, if you didn't know. Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh man, I don't know. I would be any hero. I can't pinpoint
the black
one.
guy that survives.
Yeah, the one black guy that survives. So basically, the guy from Us. I mean, from Get Out. My bad, Get Out.
You know, LL survived.
Yeah,
he survived Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, that's true.
And Ice Cube survived Anaconda. Who else?
Samuel L. Jackson survived the snakes on the plane.
Well, yeah, there you go. There was one black guy. I mentioned Night of the Demons. The only black guy survived that. I would say the black guy in the original Night of the Living Dead, but I think he got shot at the end. He did survive, but I think somebody shot him from the helicopter that was passing above. Yeah.
Yeah. They mistook him for.
There's quite a few that survived. That survived.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I don't know who else I would be, but anybody that survived and won, I guess that's who I'd be.
Yeah. There was a little black kid that survived Friday the 13th. Forgot his name. Young black kid. I don't think Freddy or Jason chopped up kids, but yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. That's all. That's all I got. Yeah. So
it's a shorty but goodie.
Shorty but a goodie. Yeah, man. So yeah. Obviously, we have Halloween. Coming up. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, definitely. Be safe out there. If you do decide to go trick or treating, or your kids decide to go trick or treating, definitely be safe.
Wear a mask under your mask.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. And get the candy. You know what I'm saying. And yeah, man. Just be good out there. But yeah, man, we definitely want to know about your favorite horror movies, your favorite scary movies around this time of year. And let us know what you think. Let us know what scared you then, or what scares you now. Maybe not politics, because we know that's a scary thing as well. And yeah, man, just reach out. So that's all I got. Jay, what about you, man?
Oh shit, that's all I got as well. Yeah, let us know everything that Jared just suggested. Have some movie suggestions for us. I want to hear your movie suggestions, and everything else. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I don't know. We got to do things. We got things to do.
Yes,
places
indeed.
to be.
Yes, indeed. So go ahead and tell people where they can find us, or leave us a message, or do all those things that we have.
# Blackout Pod, Twitter and Instagram, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, Anchor, Spreaker, and YouTube. Email us topics or anything for that matter. # blackoutpod@gmail.com. Send us a voicemail, 3853-BLAKPC or 3853252572. That's where you could let us know all your horror craziness that you experienced in your youth. Definitely hit up the Hooks Rubs on all your social media sites and Etsy. Get yourself a bottle.
Yes,
Sprinkle
indeed.
on your Thanksgiving turkey because that's right around the corner.
Yeah, and I'm gonna interject right quick, if you don't mind. If you're in the Houston area, or even if you're not in the Houston area, go find Sweet November Desserts. That's my sister's company. Sweet November's Desserts. She just did a Gucci cake. It's like a Gucci box or something like that. Cake for somebody's birthday. It looked just like a dang Gucci bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like dead on accurate. She ships.
Did she charge
by
like
the way,
$1,250? Did she charge $1,500?
I don't know. No, I don't think she charged that much.
Gold
but,
leaf.
You know,
Okay.
no, she don't charge that much.
Better than
But she,
salt-based prices.
She'll charge a little bit of money, yeah. But yeah, go ahead and hit her up. You know, look her up, check it out. Sweet November Desserts. I know she does ship some things. You know what I'm saying? So check her out. Hit her up. Look at her page on Instagram or on Facebook. So yeah, that's some good food, right?
Good,
tasty sweets.
good.
Anyway,
Blacking out.
yeah.
Trick or treat, won't it?
All right, make it out. Peace.